morning on the 9th of January, 2024. That makes 4 different nines, right? If you understand numbers. Anyway, in French, I say, je suis chiffrologue. So, it's a fun way of playing with words, but we also say numerologist, and we say that in French, a numerologist. But since I never studied numbers in the scholastic way, if you will, or following someone else's learning, I've been very blessed to travel all over the world and see numbers from my perspective, and I have a lot of trust in the way that I see things from my life experience and based on how I've seen interactions throughout the world. So I say chiffrologue. So I like to play with words and numbers and study the numbers. As a matter of fact, I'm really leaning into this idea of going to Greece in the camping car. So I'm happy about what's going on. I'm very inspired and motivated. Now, one of the things that I'll be talking about are the subtleties of language. So a great subtlety is in the difference between, oh, I see 9/11. I love 9/11. So no, I'm sorry, I'm not a multi-millionaire. I don't have an Aston Martin. I do have a Porsche, and not just my little Porsche cup for my morning tea. And good morning. Merci la vie. Thank you. But I did already really make $1 million. So you can, if you're monetarily oriented, you could have confidence in that. Okay, I really do. I have proof, and I did it in France as an immigrant. Okay, so I know what it's like to be an immigrant. All right, I know what it's like to go to another country and create. Believe it or not, it's actually easier because as a foreigner, we're kind of excused. Because like, oh, they don't know any better. It's just a stupid foreigner, right? Because you know how the egos act, right? The cut up egos, the poor egos, the impoverished egos. There are astro egos. There are noble egos. There are the ego is like a tree, right? The ego is like the tree. We have our torso, our trunk, where our heart is, where the real heart is. We communicate in a lot of different ways, and we don't know that the trees do that as well. They communicate in several different ways. But the way I see the ego is like each branch of a tree. So imagine your favorite tree. I love olive trees. So I talk about the ego being noble like an olive tree. But look at what happens when we see most olive trees. Now, I did a video in Las Vegas a few years back where I hugged an olive tree, telling people they don't have to necessarily hug trees, but they could actually just touch them and caress them and connect and commune with the trees. And so it's funny, right? The millionaire that's gone, tree hugger, right? Well, you know, where's your money? Your money's being printed on trees. Come on, people. Let's get logical here. So anyway, going back to my story of the subtleties and the nuances and connotations, but we'll get to connotations later. But the subtleties of the beauty of language. If we think of the carrot and the stick, well, the way I see the carrot is just kind of dangling, and it's always in front of me, right? I have the idea of the fishing rod with the carrot on the front, you know, like a little horse or a donkey or whatever. They got the carrot out there in front of it on the stick, right? But there's also the stick, and that's motivation. Do you see the difference? I see carrot as pure positive, as purely inspirational. And I see the stick as motivation, as in whatever it takes. Money is a motivator. Money makes us more of who we are. It amplifies our essence, but not just our essence. It doesn't necessarily amplify our essence. It amplifies our access to different energies, see? Oh, and I've got so many great things to tell about all these wonderful ways of being. It's 4:44 on this 9. Anyway, I'm also studying a little bit of Greek. So watch, I've got this really great book right here. It's all Greek. I love studying words and etymology, so that's why I want to go back to kind of like our Greek roots, right? Because they say it's part of the cradle of civilization. I think the whole history thing is a lie. Everything that we've probably ever been taught, there's truth in it, but remember the winners write the history, right? So we've been lied to all down through the ages, and it doesn't matter. I am so blessed that in this lifetime I've been around the world. I've lived in so many countries. I speak languages. I've been immersed in many cultures. I've had the cherries on top of the cake, right? I've been blessed to have a little feminine favor along the way. So I'm very thankful for this incredible journey that I have been able to pull off somehow. I don't know how I got so blessed. Anyway. So I have a lot of ideas for these videos that I'm going to start doing this year. So if I look at my past 15 years as a YouTuber, actually when I looked yesterday, it said 90 videos, but I mean, I think for the first 15 years, I only did 80 something. So I'll do 80, 90 videos per year for the next 15 years, as long as I'm still alive. And even if I weren't still alive, I have so many videos in my little, cameras. I'm on an iPhone right now. This is an iPhone 13, but I call it a camera. I never call with it. I don't. It's a digital device, and I use it as a tool. But I also have an iPhone 11 that I do for internet. Like I got Facebook on one apparatus and like X or Twitter or whatever we want to call it on another. And I don't like. I'm not connecting all these things just because I believe in threes. I mean, that's one of the most powerful concepts, Trinity, right? The Trinity. Trinity, from my linguistical ideas, trine, three, like a braid, think of like a braid. We could take even 3 hairs, or 3 times 3 hairs, and we can make a little braid out of it, and that actually becomes quite strong. So there are lots of ways to strengthen because of the numbers, right? So the numbers are very important. And if you can follow what I'm saying, great. If you don't follow everything, watch the video again, because I'm a mosaic communicator. I'm a mosaic man. So when I was in school, they tried to tell me, you have to do everything like this in this stupid ass straight line. I'm creative. I don't create in a straight line. Does a tree grow in a straight line? No, it sprouts a branch here. There's another branch over there. It goes back and puts some more leaves on that branch. It comes up to this branch. So if you can handle my mosaicness, great. If not, that's all right, because I will eventually have a team that starts cutting up these videos into little snippets, so you will get the little clip of what you like. Later on, when you start to understand that the world is more than what you've been sold, and I say you have been sold because I bought into a different plan, and I am very proud of the plan that I bought into. I bought into the paradise plan. If we were all chased from the Garden of Eden, I think it was just to give us the base, to give us a taste of what it is that we really want. And we all have, and get this, we all have our appetites, which create actions. Most people talk of cause and effect. I talk about our appetites that create actions. And the ego is where we get our creativity from. I'm going to stop this video at 9 minutes. I'm saying